American embassy. Can you see on the right over there? Yavril has changed name before, but this was stolen by Napoleon. But it was not. He couldn't steal the obelisk because it weighs 220 tons. So you understand, you don't run away with a piece of stone of 220 tons, especially around the time of Napoleon. In fact, we had one on each side of the Temple of Luxor, and we were given the two of them. But gently, we took only one. And we gave the Egyptians in exchange a clock. And we had a good luck because about 20 years ago, we realized, the clock we gave them in a lead, we are going to see again. Can you see the statue of the Gaul on the left-hand side? The Gaul, Charles de Gaulle. And the building on which you have got a big roof made out of glass was built in 1900 for the World War of the Champs-Élysées. And you see on the left Louis Vuitton, and you see the new shop of Louis Vuitton. One of the beautiful things to do on the Champs-Élysées is to sit at the terrace and do nothing. You see the tomb of the unknown soldier of the First World War, and you see underneath with all the flowers. We are going to try to stop a minute on the other side. All the names, all the names of the battlefields and the generals of the years of the Revolution and at the time of Napoleon. Look to your right, at the same time you look to the left. You will get used to it after. Can you see the tomb of the unknown soldier? Do you remember that maybe that the peace treaty was signed in a train carriage of the First World War? And the armistice, I apologize, the armistice was in the north of Paris. And the peace treaty was signed in Versailles, in June 1919. And that's what very often you remember as the church here of the Statue of Liberty. And in fact, the people have written so many messages of them. But if you tell someone I live really in Winterthur, on va s'arrêter 2 minutes, on s'arrêtera à l'école militaire. To the right, you have got a graveyard in which is buried Debussy, the musician. Look to your right, the gentleman over there on the right is Benjamin Franklin. Can you see him? To the right. Voilà, Benjamin Franklin. And you see the statue of Marshal Foch. I know we was here. And the artist who made him forgot his cap of Marshal, but it was too late. So we put it just the same. He's buried. And have a look to your right. You see the Palais de Chaillot. On the first floor of the Eiffel Tower, you have got a restaurant. And as she was the mistress of the king, she had the architect of the king, Gabrielle, and Madame de Pompadour. Have you heard of this woman? She's quite important because she founded as well the manufacture in China of Sèvres. You're going to see very beautiful vases, tomorrow in Versailles. She protected a lot of artists. The second, his son, who died at the age of 21 in Vienna, and whose body in a strange way was brought back by Hitler, in this place. 100 years after we brought back Napoleon, we brought back Hitler, brought back the son. And on the 15th of December 1940. And we have 12 kilos of gold on the roof. Just to tell you, we are ready with the cannons here for the election of the president, for the last time. And this building was built by the Sun King Louis XIV, who built Versailles, where you will go tomorrow. On peut faire un arrêt dans la cour d'une seconde, là, sans descendre. And in fact, this building could shelter 4,000 soldiers. Imagine in 1671, on peut passer là à droite. On peut passer là à droite. Look on your left, the beautiful bridge Alexander III. built in 1900, and to your right, the wonderful view of l'Hôtel des Invalides. Look, you see this bridge on the left, the Grand Palais, you see in the back, the Petit Palais facing it, of which we can see only the roof. They were built in 1900. They were exhibition. Have a look on your right, you see how the bullets holes. Can you see on the wall? And this building to your right with the white medallions is named the Quai d'Orsay. The Quai d'Orsay is a foreign affair. You know that the city of Paris was founded, we always say, about 300 years BC. The first population was a Celtic population, and they were named Parisis, the Parisi. And that's why we gave the city the name of Paris. At the Luxembourg Garden, you have seen, you see the creek, because we have got the water underneath. We are going to go slowly, because it is the best place to see Notre Dame. Can you see to the right, Notre Dame below? And you have got the rose window. The rose window to your right dates back to 1270. And you see the spire is all black because it's made of lead and wood. We couldn't clean it like the rest of the cathedral. Quasimodo, and you know Quasimodo. He was living in the tower on this side, in which we have got a big bell we call Emmanuel, God with us, which weighs 13 tons. Maybe one day you will come back to Notre Dame. But if you go to Notre Dame, you have a line, but the line goes fast because you don't have to pay to get in. And you will see that it is really big inside. About 9,000 people can get in Notre Dame. And you imagine this cathedral being built in 1163. The Antrim Museum. And the statue of the king in the middle of the bridge is King Henry IV. You know, the husband of Mary of Medici, the one who was murdered in 1610. You know, the one of whom we said that he liked the garlic, onion, and women. I don't know which order. But you see the Louvre on the left. And if you look to your right, the building where you have got the Gothic towers and the scaffoldings on the island is a conciergerie. This is where Marie Antoinette was kept in jail. She was kept in this place 2 months and a half before she was beheaded. Can you see on the right here? And in fact, she was not the only prisoner. And actually, we kept in this place 2,708 who wrote down the Sleeping Beauty.
Wow.
In the Louvre, when you will visit the Louvre, you will see Mona Lisa, of course, and by Leonardo da Vinci. But you know that we have other paintings by Leonardo. And Leonardo da Vinci painted about 30 paintings in all his life, and we have 5 of them in the Louvre. So this is the Louvre Museum, and we are the side of the Louvre. No wonder nobody can tell I know the Louvre. Somebody who tells you such a thing would be very pretentious. On va passer à la statue. And you see a part of the building is a museum of fashion as well, and decorative art. The building of the Louvre, the way it looks like, lasted 300 years. And the kings were living in the Louvre before it became a museum and before they moved to Versailles. Look on the left, is Joan of Arc. Can you see on the left hand side? Joan of Arc. The Opera House. I bet you have seen it yesterday. So we have the stock exchange nearby. Look at the sculpture, you will see on the left here. You have a man naked dancing with naked girls around. Can you see? You know, when this sculpture was made by Carpeaux, c'est la base, c'est fermé. Mais il faut passer à gauche. In fact, the people had a shock because at the time the good society would take their daughters to the opera house to find them a husband. And they said, this naked boy dancing in the middle of naked girl has got the smell of wine and vice. And we cannot take our daughters any longer to the opera house. And they wanted to remove the sculpture. But luckily, they kept it. And on the left, can you see where you have the gold dome of Printemps? This is the avenue along which you find the main department stores, just in the back of the opera house. And that's why when the Parisians go shopping, they normally say, in 1899, you know, for the world exhibition, during which